If you're just joining us, these are live pictures from the National Assembly chambers. We are waiting for business to begin. This broadcast is available on YouTube as well. You can watch it on the go, courtesy of the Parliament of Kenya YouTube channel, as well as Bunge TV on Signet. It is also available on KBC Channel 1. There is some activity at the door signaling the arrival of the Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Moses Wetangula. I will now hand you over for this live broadcast of the National Assembly proceedings. My name is Edward Kabasa. Enjoy your viewing.
Waheshimiwa, tuombe. Ewe Mwenyezi Mungu, ambaye kwa hekima na wema wako umetoa nyadhifa za viongozi na mabunge kwa ustawi wa jamii na utawala wa haki wa wanadamu, tukusihi utazame kwa neema nyingi sisi watumishi wako ambao umeridhika kutuita tutekeleze shughuli muhimu za jamhuri yetu. Tunakuomba uteremshie baraka zako sisi tuliokutanika hapa, na utujalie tuyatende na kufikiria mambo yote tutakayofikishwa mbele yetu kwa njia ya haki na uaminifu, ili utukufu na sifa zako ziendelezwe, na ili kustawisha amani, ufanisi na heri ya nchi yetu na wale ambao haja zao umezikabidhi mikononi mwetu. Amen. We have quorum to transact business. Clerk, can we...
Order number 1, administration of oath. Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Honorable members, take your seats, honorable members. Dr. Mwiti, take the nearest seat. Kiplagat, take the nearest seat. Honorable members, I have 3 communications to make. 2 I'll make now. The third one I'll make after 30 minutes. The first one is a message from the Senate, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 41-4 of the National Assembly Standing Orders relating to messages from the Senate. I wish to report to the House that today, Friday, 18th October 2024, I've received a message from the Senate regarding its decision on the proposed removal from office by impeachment of His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua EGH as Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. Honorable members, the message conveys that the Senate investigated the matter in accordance with Article 151B and 2 of the Constitution, as read together with Article 145 and Standing Order 79 of the Senate Standing Orders, and after according the Deputy President an opportunity to be heard on Thursday, 17th October 2024, upheld the following impeachment charges against the Deputy President. Ground 1, gross violation of Articles 10(2)(a), (b), and (c), 27(4), 731(a) and 2(b), 75(1)(c), and 29(2) of the Constitution and Article 147(1), as read together with Article 131, 2(c) and (d) of the Constitution. 2. Ground 4, gross violation of Article 161 of the Constitution on the institutional and decisional independence of judges. Ground 5, gross violation of Article 31 and 148(5)(a) of the Constitution on the fidelity to the oath of office and allegiance. Ground 6, serious reasons to believe that His Excellency the Deputy President has committed crimes under Sections 13(1)(a) and 62 of the National Cohesion and Integration Act. And ground 9, gross misconduct that is incompatible with the high calling and dignified status of the office of the Deputy President and a member of the Cabinet and the National Security Council. His Excellency the Deputy President has publicly attacked and undermined the work of the National Security Intelligence Service and its officers. Honorable members, you will recall that on Tuesday, 8th October 2024, 282 members, being more than two-thirds of the members of the National Assembly, voted in support of the special motion for the proposed removal from office by impeachment of His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua EGH, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, on 11 grounds. The upholding by the Senate of 5 impeachment charges out of those set out in the special motion therefore concludes the consideration of the process as provided in Article 145 of the Constitution. The House is accordingly informed. Honorable members, in furtherance to this, there is a message that is being prepared to be delivered in the next few minutes. Honorable members, the second communication is on the appointment of members to a mediation committee of the Division of Revenue Amendment Bill. Honorable members, as you are aware, on Wednesday, 16th October 2024, the House rejected the motion on consideration of the Senate amendments to the Division of Revenue Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 38 of 2024. This decision essentially committed the bill to a mediation committee in accordance with the provisions of Article 112 of the Constitution and Standing Order 149. Honorable members, Article 113 of the Constitution requires that wherever a bill is referred to a mediation committee, the speakers of the Houses of Parliament shall appoint an equal number of members from both houses to attempt to develop a version of the bill for consideration by Houses of Parliament. In this regard, honorable members, having consulted with the leader of the majority party and the leader of the minority party, I have appointed the following members to represent the National Assembly in the Mediation Committee on the Division of Revenue Amendment Bill 2024. 1, Honorable Ndindi Nyoro, CBS MP, Honorable Mary Emase MP, the Honorable Dr. John Chikati MP, the Honorable David Ocheng, CBS MP, the Honorable David Kiplagat MP, the Honorable Dr. Otienda Molo, Senior Counsel MP, the Honorable Fatuma Jeho MP, the Honorable Dr. Makali Mul MP, and the Honorable Dr. Ojambo Oundo MP. Honorable members, the aforementioned members will await the appointment of senators to the mediation committee for the committee to be fully constituted for purposes of commencing the mediation process. Once I receive a message from the Senate to that effect, I'll convey the same to the House. Thereafter, the mediation committee will embark on an attempt to develop a version of the bill for consideration by the Houses of Parliament in accordance with Article 113 of the Constitution. The House is accordingly guided. Thank you. Yes, Honorable Pokose.
Honorable Speaker, Article 149 of the Constitution provides that within 14 days after a vacancy in the office of the Deputy President arises, the President shall nominate a person to fill the vacancy, and the National Assembly shall vote on the nomination within 60 days after receiving it. Honorable Speaker, recently in passing the special motion for impeachment of the Deputy President, you guided us that we required at least 233 of us, being two-thirds of the members of this House,
Order, Honorable Pokose.
to pass this motion.
And you jumping the gun?
No, I'm just seeking your guidance, Honorable Speaker,
Okay,
whether we need the same threshold in this case.
Okay, go on.
So, Honorable Speaker, is the same voting threshold applicable in this case? I seek your guidance following your communication from the Senate.
You are still jumping the gun.
Okay.
We have a communication from the Senate which requires no comment.
Okay.
When I give the next message, that is when you will be able to seek that clarification.
Thank you. You are guided.
Hold your horses. Next. But if you have no horse, hold your mule. Hold your mule.
Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers. Order number 6, notices of motion. Order number 7, questions and statements.
Yes, Honorable Wamboka.
Honorable Speaker, yesterday you guided that today morning the chairman of Education Committee was supposed to bring a response with regard to opening of Moi University. Kindly, I seek your indulgence, Honorable Chair, so that...
Which chair?
The chair, Meli.
Yes.
So, Honorable Speaker, I seek your indulgence so that we can have that university opened. Thank you.
Honorable members, that 2 chairmen are directed to bring preliminary statements this morning. Honorable Meli on Moi University, and I think Raso, did I also direct you to bring something? Let's start with Meli.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I stand here to respond to your direction yesterday that indeed Moi University is in a crisis, and as I submitted the statement from Honorable Wamboka on the issue of the university. However, Mr. Speaker, I received a response which is very inadequate, and it could not address the issues that Honorable Wamboka and this House demanded from the Ministry of Education, and more importantly from the PS. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, it would not be good that I redirected again that all the salient issues that were raised in the statement be addressed, because it was such a generality that it could not address those particular issues. So I decided not to read that particular statement, and I took it back to the ministry. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Yeah. Is it on the same issue?
Yes, I wanted to...
Go ahead.
Yes. Mr. Speaker, the issue of Moi University is a very serious issue, and especially destroying the lives of our professionals and our professors who have done a great job in going to school to be able to teach our children. Mr. Speaker, we want the ministry to take seriously this matter, because taking it lightly, and yet we are talking about the lives of people who are working there. They have lost their pensions, they have lost they don't have an increment of salaries, and they have been put on CRB. Almost all lecturers who took loans, the university is not paying. So we need that thing resolved as soon as possible, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Cases. Yes.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. I rise knowing that Keses constituency is where Moi University is situated. And as we seek the information through the Chair of Education, I wish to reiterate an issue that has not been talked about for quite some time, that Moi University, being the only second university in the Republic of Kenya, has facilitated establishment of more than 9 other universities, fully pledged universities. And in the process of establishing, most of the resources then that were earmarked for Moi University or were generated under ITU, especially during the parallel self-sponsored program, were utilized to establish these universities. And no discussion since then have been brought forward to ensure that Moi University is compensated back to where it was before. And I want to raise this one, that the committee, as they are looking at, they should also be able to tell us how much resources were channeled out or were siphoned out to establish the other universities, and no discussion has been discussed to ensure that Moi University is reinstated back to where it was.
Order, Meli, you are out of order. A university opening another campus elsewhere does not amount to siphoning money. It's expansion, and it's a program that grows education. How does that become siphoning money?
Thank you. Maybe, okay, I withdraw that statement. But
Yes.
still, the point here, Mr. Speaker, is that the Committee on Education should be able to come up and inform this Honorable House what shall then be done.
I know for a fact
Yes.
that Moi University produced Kakamega Most University. That Most then produced Kibabi. That has nothing to do with siphoning money at all. Yes, Ocheng? Yes. Ocheng?
The Honorable Speaker, the issue of Moi University is already happening, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, that the university is closed and there's no urgency, there is no effort towards reopening it immediately, Mr. Speaker, it's a scandal. Mr. Speaker, as the ministry and as the committee concerned brings a proper statement to this House, Mr. Speaker, could they tell us the root cause? If it is tribalism, let us be told so that that is sorted out. If it is ethnicity, if it's bad management, let us be told that that is sorted out. If we will not run that university if you don't get to the root cause of the problem, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it's such a deep rot that any assuaging or any boil lancing will not help. Let's get to the root of the matter, Mr. Speaker. Let the committee dive into this matter and deal with it squarely. But as when they are teaching, Mr. Speaker, could we get a date, a definite date, when the children, the students will go back to school, Mr. Speaker? Thank you.
Deputy Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for allowing me to be able to speak on this point. The issue of Moi University is very simple, and it's in public knowledge. Moi University was one university. Then what it did is it took loans and invested in building a satellite university, which is now Eldoret University. It also built Maseno. It also built another one in Karatina. It also and other places. So what happened is they put in their resources into those universities. Then unfortunately for them, those universities received charters and became independent and went with their money. And therefore they were left with no resources at all. Then what happened is that those universities, once they received their own charters, they decided to hire their own human resources and sent back all the employees back to Moi University. So Moi University now is left with human resource glut that is full over there. They also have debts that they are not able to pay. And so the only way to save Moi University is for the National Treasury to agree to put in resources, pay off the debts, and recapitate Moi University. Another challenge with Moi University is it has a capacity of 14,000 students. But at the moment, Under the COOPS program, they only get 5,000 students. With 5,000 students, they are not capable of being able to run, even to break even. They need a minimum of 10,000 students to be able to receive sufficient resources to be able to run the university. So we need to just look at it pragmatically and decide that money has to be put into Moi University for it to come back on its feet. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Is that Nabi? Nabi Nabwera?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have 4 points to make on Moi University. And I'm making this point as an alumni of Moi University. Point number 1. Yes, of Moi University. Point number 1, Mr. Speaker, unless we address the governance issues in Moi University, we are lying to ourselves. The issue about Moi University is governance. Number 2, Mr. Speaker, it is very disheartening that Moi University, with more than 3,000 hectares of land, which one of us in here has taken over and is stealing that land without paying Moi University. Truth be told. Number 3, the assets of Moi University.
Order, Nabi Nabwera. That general statement casts aspersions. Take your seat. Casts aspersions on the entire House. When you say one of us in this House, order members. Order. Rindikiri, take your seat. When you say one of us in this House is tilling 3,000 acres of Moi University, one of us includes the Speaker. I am not doing any such thing. Yes. I'm doing no such thing. So you must be responsible for what you are saying. If you have no facts, that statement will be struck off from the Hansard.
Mr. Speaker,
Yes.
I promise to come with evidence, then I will name the person.
When will you bring the evidence?
2 weeks.
On the first day of order, on the first day of resumption after the short recess,
Mr. Speaker,
you must bring evidence to the House.
Yes, I will.
Go on.
I undertake. The third point, Mr. Speaker, on the issue of students' capacity of Moi University. It has something to do with how well the university is run. There is nothing KUSP can do. If the students know Moi University is poorly run, they will not apply to go to that university. They cannot be forced to go to a university which is poorly run. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, I'm calling upon the Minister of Education, and especially the Council of University Education, to do its role of quality assurance, to do its role of ensuring that they supervise the university so that that university goes back to where it was. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Kainan.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as alumni of Moi University, and as the first alumni ever to be elected to a public office, Mr. Speaker, I'm actually shocked, dismayed, and flabbergasted to see that giant institution today struggling. Mr. Speaker, we must call a spade a spade. Mr. Speaker, during our time, Moi University was everything in terms of infrastructure, in terms of academic excellence, in terms of everything. Mr. Speaker, will I be right without appearing not to be preemptive, taking into account the circumstances that we have an ad hoc committee, not the education committee alone, an ad hoc committee that will bring together the best minds from this House, Mr. Speaker, to investigate the circumstances that has grounded Moi University to where it is, and Mr. Speaker, and suggest remedial measures, Mr. Speaker, as it is. As somebody has rightly alluded, Mr. Speaker, the problem is not even funding alone. The problem is chronism. The problem is abuse, Mr. Speaker, and we are all aware of the history of this university. Mr. Speaker, once and for all, we must side with Moi University so that Moi University does not join the league of institutions that have been run down, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I beg your indulgence to allow us to bring a committee, another committee, so that this issue can be dealt with once and for all and comprehensively. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Mandazi. Give Mandazi.
Thank you so much. Speaker, as one of the graduates of Moi University, I'm really disappointed with the way the university is being managed as at now. Mr. Speaker, I got the name Mandazi from Moi University when it was a university then. I want to say, Mr. Speaker, what Moi University is suffering is issue of governance. Number two, Mr. Speaker, management in the university has to be sorted out. After sorting out the issue of management, Mr. Speaker, the government has to deliberately put money in the institution because Moi University helped develop other universities. And in so doing, it has gone down. It is time that the Ministry of Education see to it that Moi University comes back to life as the way it was when we schooled there, Mr. Speaker. Otherwise, I want to support that Moi University is taken back to where it was when we schooled there, and that is where I got the name Mandazi, because I was selling Mandazi to other university students, including Majority Leader from the Senate, including the Honorable Cecilia Ngitit. That is where I got Mandazi, and then it was a school, it was a university, and students who graduated from Moi University, including myself, were respected then. Today, it is not a university like it was before. It is time that East House considers putting money into the same university so it can develop and be a university that was before. Thank you, Speaker.
Honorable members, Chairman Meli, what you have attempted to say on Moi University is not only inadequate but unacceptable to the House. As you can see, what your colleagues are saying. This House will be sitting up to the afternoon. At 2:30, you must bring information from the ministry when this university is opening. At 2:30. Adequate or inadequate, you must tell the House when this university is opening. Parents go through serious soul searching to help their children maintained and sustained in institutions. And we cannot, as a responsible House, procrastinate on this matter anymore. Yes, Meli?
Mr. Speaker, I do agree with you wholeheartedly, and even the issues raised by members. But when a ministry official or a PS gives a two-paragraph statement on such a serious matter, it is actually belittling the House. And in fact, Mr. Speaker, I gave out the statement raised by the honorable member, and just to be given a two-paragraph statement, which is very wrong. Issues facing Moi University on financials, governance, and even issues of poor governance is very big. And I did not expect that, Mr. Speaker, that I bring such a very poor thing.
As chairman of the committee, you know what to do.
I shall take action as you are saying, and I'll bring a statement this afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you. Russell.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the statement that was raised yesterday by Honorable Chonga from the floor of the House, there is enough evidence that what the Honorable member raised, the county commissioner, the DCCs, all of them are aware. And indeed, that family, because they don't have enough, the man who had the resources had to throw them out of that land. So it has been confirmed to that extent.
Is Chonga in the House? Is Ken Chonga in the House? That was his statement, right?
Yes. So for that reason, Honorable Speaker, the task that you gave me is that the county commissioner and the DCC are going to sit this morning, and they are going to deliberate on this matter as far as removal of that family from their land is concerned. But what they have also confirmed, the matter is in court. What everybody was wondering is how the family was thrown out of their homestead. So for that reason, the ministry and the county commissioner is seized of that matter, and in the next 1-2 days, they are going to give us feedback that the family is restored back to their homestead. That is what we have gathered so far, Honorable Speaker, but we'll also not leave it to that, we'll follow it up. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Ken Chonga is not in the house, so we'll leave it there. Yes, Chairman.
I know my very able chair had actually made the preliminary report on the same, but I've just got the information or the report from the ministry that the report can be even ready as this afternoon. Yes.
You'll deliver a statement in the afternoon?
Yes.
Excellent. Member for Moyale, Jaldesa Guyo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Internal Security and National Administration regarding the reopening of Illo Gold Mine in the Bel Moyale constituency. Honorable Speaker, in 2023, the residents of Moyale discovered traces of gold in the Illo area of Dabel, Marsabit County, following a prolonged drought from 2021 to 2023, during which pastoralists lost more than 80% of their livestock. The discovery of the Illo gold mine offered a new lifeline and an alternative means of livelihood for the community. However, in March 2024, a disagreement between two artisanal miners resulted in the tragic loss of lives. Consequently, the Ministry of Interior and National Administration ordered a 30-day closure of the gold mine, citing insecurity and the absence of proper administrative and administrative structures to manage the site for the welfare of the community and other stakeholders. Honorable Speaker, since the closure, several positive developments have taken place. Community organizations have transformed into cooperatives to oversee the administration and management of their natural resource. Unfortunately, it's alleged that some members of the security agencies have begun engaging in illegal mining activities in the area, providing misleading response to justify the continued closure, thereby excluding the residents and benefiting from the residents from benefiting from the situation. In September 2024, Marsabit County leaders met with the Cabinet Secretary for Ministry of Interior and National Administration to discuss the reopening of the Illo gold mine and other security concerns. Although there was an unanimous agreement to reopen the mine, just 2 weeks later, the Cabinet Secretary extended the closure by another 30 days, further disadvantaging the local community. Honorable Speaker, it's against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Internal Security and National Administration on the following. One, a report on the status on progress towards the reopening of the Illo gold mine. Number two, actions being taken by the Ministry of Interior and National Administration to facilitate the reopening of the Illo gold mine, along with the implementation of necessary administrative and security structures to safeguard lives, property, and the welfare of the local community. And finally, efforts to ensure that the cooperative established by the residents are recognized by the as the legitimate artisanal miners. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Order, honorable members. Clerk will go back to order number 3. Order, members, take your seats.
Order number 3, messages.
Members on their feet, take your seats. Order, honorable members, take your seats. Honorable members, I have a message from the President on the nomination of Professor Kithure Kindiki, EGH, to fill the vacancy in the office of the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. Order. Order, members. Honorable members, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 42.1, I wish to report to the House that today morning I have received a message from His Excellency the President regarding the nomination of Professor Kithure Kindiki, EGH, to fill the vacancy which has occurred in the office of the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya following the impeachment of the previous office holder. Honorable members, as you are aware, Article 149(1) of the Constitution provides as follows, and I quote, "Within 14 days after vacancy in the office of the Deputy President arises, the President shall nominate a person to fill the vacancy, and the National Assembly shall vote on the nomination within 60 days after receiving it." Honorable members, as you are aware, for a person to hold the office of Deputy President, the person must meet the requirements specified in Article 148, as read together with Article 137 of the Constitution. In the message, His Excellency the President indicates that as a prerequisite to the nomination, he sought and received confirmation from the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC, that the candidate is qualified to vie for election as a member of Parliament in accordance with Article 137(1) of the Constitution. Further, His Excellency the President confirms that he has sought and received clearances from the following institutions with respect to the candidate. 1, the Kenya Revenue Authority, KRA. B, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, EACC. C, the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, DCI. D, the Higher Education Loans Board, HELP. And E, the Commission for University Education. Honorable members, in a testament to the foregoing, His Excellency the President has annexed the following documents in relation to his nominee. A, certified true copy of his certificate of birth. B, certified true copy of his national identity card. C, certified copies of his university degrees and other academic certificates. D, certification of foreign university degrees by the Commission for University Education. E, passport size photograph. F, curriculum vitae and testimonials. G, confirmation of compliance with Article 137 of the Constitution from the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC. H, confirmation of citizen status by the National Registration Bureau, Office of the Registrar of Persons. I, confirmation of membership status in a political party from the Office of the Registrar of Political Parties, ORPP. J, policy party membership confirmation from the United Democratic Alliance, UDA. K, Chapter 6 of the Constitution, statutory clearances on leadership and integrity from 1, tax compliance certificate, Kenya Revenue Authority. 2, Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission. 3, certificate of good conduct from the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, DCI. 4, Compliance Higher Education Loans Board. And 5, credit report and certificate of clearance from the Credit Reference Bureau. In view of the foregoing, honorable members, and having perused the attached documents, I am satisfied that the candidate meets the requirements under Article 148 as read together with Article 137 of the Constitution to fill the vacancy in the office of the Deputy President. Consequently, the nomination is properly before the House for purposes of the decision required under Article 149(1) of the Constitution. Honorable members, Article 149(1) of the Constitution suggests that states that upon receipt of a nomination of a person to fill a vacancy in the office of the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, the House is required to vote on the nomination. Considering that the House is scheduled to proceed on recess at the rise of the House this afternoon, I'll convene a meeting of the House Business Committee immediately hereafter to deliberate on the next steps to be taken by the House. Thereafter, I will guide the House on the decision of the House Business Committee, and the House is accordingly guided. I thank you. Yeah, because now you are properly seized.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, Article 149 of the Constitution provides that within 14 days after a vacancy in the office of the Deputy President arises, the President shall nominate a person to fill the vacancy, and the National Assembly shall vote on the nomination within 60 days after receiving it. Honorable Speaker, recently in passing the special motion for impeachment of the Deputy President...
Order, Wanjala, he is on a point of order. So,
Honorable Speaker...
Yeah, order, Wanjala, what is it? Order, Honorable Shinali. Order, Honorable Shinali, will you be upstanding? You are not properly dressed. You go and dress in a proper manner and come back. Who else? Honorable Zahir. You are no. Him is a Muslim, is wearing a Friday prayer meeting. There's no problem. Shinali, go and dress up. Go on, Bukose.
Honorable Speaker, recently in passing the special motion for impeachment of the Deputy President, you guided us that we required at least two-thirds, that is 233 members, of us being two-thirds of the House to pass the motion. Honorable Speaker, is the same voting threshold applicable in this case? I seek your guidance of the matter. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable Nyikal. Yes, Milemba. Honorable Shinali, retreat quietly and dress up and come back.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the business before this House is one which requires us to vote on the nomination of a person to fill a vacancy in the office of the Deputy President in terms of Article 149 of the Constitution. Honorable Speaker, as is a practice before the House takes a vote on a matter, members are accorded an opportunity to debate and give their views on the business before the House. Honorable Speaker, to this end, I seek your guidance on whether we shall be given an opportunity to debate on the nomination and give our views. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Wangwe.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise to seek your guidance on whether this House will be required, Honorable Speaker, to undertake the vetting and approval process as required by the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act. Number two, Honorable Speaker, of my concern is that, Honorable Speaker, Article 124, particularly subsection 4 of the Constitution, provides that when a House of Parliament considers any appointment for which its approval is required under the Constitution or an Act of Parliament, the appointment shall, be considered by a committee of the relevant House, and the committee's recommendation shall be tabled in the House for approval. Honorable Speaker, in your communication, you have not given us indication on how you are going to handle that process. Maybe, Honorable Speaker, you can guide me on how you intend to handle it. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Jen Kakiri? Yes. Member for Laikipia.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, you've just conveyed a message from His Excellency the President on the nomination of Professor Kithure Kindiki to fill the vacancy of the office of the Deputy President, which occurred yesterday, to fill the vacancy of the office of the Deputy President, which occurred yesterday following the conclusion of the impeachment proceedings at the Senate. Honorable Speaker, we are now here to vote on the nomination as required by the Constitution. Honorable Speaker, could you please guide the House on whether we are acting within the constitutional deadline, and is it in order for the nomination to happen today after receiving the notification from the President today? Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
With those clarifications sought by members after the House Business Committee meeting, honorable members, I will now require the Deputy Speaker to come to the chair and carry on with the proceedings. Members of the House Business Committee, move to room 9 for a meeting, whereafter we will resume the proceedings of the House. And I'll guide the issues raised by Honorable Pukose, Jen Kakiri, Wangwe, and Omboko Milemba at the next resumption. Yes, what's your point of order, Honorable?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to join my very good friend, the Honorable Pukose, in seeking your direction, Mr. Speaker, with regard to Article 149 of the Constitution on the appointment of and approval by a vote of the Deputy President. Mr. Speaker.
The words of the Constitution are very clear.
Yes.
It is appointment and vote.
And vote. I agree.
Approval is not used.
Yes, not used, Mr. Speaker.
On this article.
Mr. Speaker, you know, this Constitution we have borrowed heavily from the U.S. Constitution. The 25th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, which was passed in 1967, has a similar provision that provides that a vice president shall be appointed, shall be nominated by the president and approved by a vote by the House. It uses the words confirmation, Mr. Speaker. Previously in the United States, Mr. Speaker, before the 25th Amendment, there was no similar provision. In fact, there was, in the past, before 1967, there was a cumulative of 37 years when there was no vice president, when one either passed away or one was appointed became the president. And so, Mr. Speaker, we would like you to express yourself with regard to this issue. What is the threshold? On the removal of the Deputy President is 2/3. So is the approval or by vote of the Deputy President 2/3? Because it's not provided in the Constitution.
Honorable Chepkonga.
Yes.
If you are paying attention, you are saying exactly what Bukose said.
Oh, I'd walked out.
And you are sitting next to him.
No, I walked out, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
I walked out. So
word for word, what you are asking me to say.
He has stolen from me, Mr. Speaker.
Yes. Yes, Wamboka. DK, if you want to catch the Speaker's eye, there's no provision for you to stand up. You sit and I'll give you. Yes, Wamboka, member for Bumula.
Honorable Speaker, as you are aware, Article 118 of the Constitution requires this House to facilitate public participation in its legislative and other business of the House. Honorable Speaker, The issue of public participation is a sensitive matter which has often attracted debate and court challenges. Indeed,